it's time for Corundumcore to bring us via all songs.
All right. Hi there. So I'm Corundumcore, and this is Via All Songs. Couch, introduce yourselves.
This is, wow. This is Scott. I'm Kimi.
I'm Witch's Hex.
I'm Pluff27.
And so I'm not going to be able to talk for the first like 5 or 6 minutes of the run. So I'm going to try and say as much as I can in the loading screen and opening cutscene. Time's going to start after the opening cutscene, and I'll give you a 5-second countdown. Sound good, Prolix?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's do it. So this is Via All Songs. Via is an atmospheric platformer developed by Zoink Games in February of 2018. The main theme of the game is interacting with the world around you through song, and our main character, Fia, is really good about that because she can imitate the other creatures in her world. So as we progress through the game, we're going to learn more songs, interact with more creatures, and do more good. But before we do any of that, we're going to need to collect some crystals. All right, so time starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So right away here, we're going to encounter our first really difficult jump in the game. We're going to get 2 crystals that we're not supposed to be able to get right away by doing these jumps. So this is the first jump that we got to do, but this is the more precise part of the jump. And you nailed it first.
Nice.
Let's go.
That is literally the hardest jump in the game. We are not exaggerating.
Yeah, it took me about 10 hours of just jumping at that wall to learn it when we first discovered the trick.
I'm still struggling with that jump.
Yep.
So now we're on our way to get the second crystal. A little bit easier jump. It's just stuck in a log. So we're going to take a little bit of an easier route. There's a way we can do it through the back of the log as well, but this is a little bit more safe.
Yeah, it saves like 2 seconds.
So now we're going to see our first encounter with a creature in this game. It's a flower. So we got to adjust our pitch to match theirs. What that happens is now because we became a friend with this flower, it'll now help us out.
So here we're coming up on one of our first skips of the game. So we're supposed to go do the same thing with that baby deer over there and pair with it, but that would be slow. So instead of that, we are going to come over here, and we are going to make a very precise jump up here, and then we are going to hit that tree. That tree actually, this is very hard and might take a few tries. This tree actually sways slightly if you look very closely, so you can use that to get up here. Nice. So that's the first part of this trick. The second part involves jumping off the corner here to get a second jump. Again, this is a very tough jump, but if you can jump off the corner, you can get a double jump up there and get into the next area.
You kind of slide down the corner collision, and you can kind of just catch a little bit of it. Nice, nice.
There we go.
All right, so coming up here is the sort of hub area. We'll be coming back here a few times throughout the game. This is where we trade in the crystals that we collect for new movement abilities. And this is the Great Deku Tree. Is it a mouth? Is it an eye? We just don't know.
I think it's a yes.
I completely 100% agree. This first crystal that we're going to be turning in is getting us the climb ability, which will let us climb trees. And then after that, we'll be moving on to get some other early crystals. So we've got a bit of unskippable cutscene for us. So Prolix, what you got?
Okay, could you help me with the name on this one? Is it Basque or Bazake?
That is Bazg.
Basque, okay. Basque donated $50 saying, "Hey Corundum, Basque and Evie here with our obligatory friends and family donation. Now off to bed, we have work. Donation to Runner's Choice unless it's to play foosball at 2 a.m.
Oh, man. That's probably going to be saving the animals. Imagine donating money to cut content.
This message brought to you by the Animals Gang. All right, so now we have the climb ability. So here we're going to be actually picking up the first crystal we're intended to get, which is right here by the Great Deku Tree. And then we're going to be getting 2 more crystals to unlock the glide ability. This is about as good a time as any to talk about some of the interesting and weird collision stuff in this game. So this game has this very geometric art style, which I think serves it really well and just looks super, super pretty. And most of the surfaces that you can see, you can also jump off of. They have collision on them. And as a matter of fact, the collision maps to the visuals of the surface perfectly. So there's lots of surfaces that we can get on that we're not really supposed to and get to areas, but they can be kind of tricky to stay on. Right here, we're going to try to get up this corner here. Nice.
Hey, there we go.
Very good, very good. And then we're going to be getting across this tree, which Corundumcore makes it look extremely easy. It is not. And then jumping down to get these next 2 crystals before we go back and turn them in for the glide ability.
10-second save right there. Easy every time.
Easy every time.
Hey, remember that hard jump? Oh, wow. First try.
Yeah,
Nice.
let's do it.
All right.
We'll be seeing that rock again.
So we
Oh, that's
will.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't get stopped by the cutscene, though. That's nice.
Nice. If you're in the air when a cutscene starts, then you can actually just keep moving, which we'll actually be using to more effect a little bit later on. This is the last ability we're going to be getting, the glide ability. We might be picking up another crystal if Corundum wants to.
I think I'm going to skip it. Who knows?
Okay. I like that crystal with the, but anyway.
We got time for like maybe 1 donation?
Sure, okay. Here's $20 from Emerald Alley. And they say, so proud of you, Corundumcore, for getting to the big stage of AGDQ. Enjoy it, buddy. There's nothing quite like it. Best of luck to you on the run, and big congrats too to Zoink Games for getting their gorgeous game to the big stage as well. Couldn't be happier to see this happen.
Absolutely. Thanks, Allie. So now we have the glide ability, and gliding is going to be super important. So we get a slight boost of speed whenever we start a glide. So the fastest way for us to move is going to be just doing short hops along the ground and gliding as we start coming down. The gliding mechanics in this game are very, very complex, and we're going to be using them in a lot of different ways to get certain jumps. We don't have the time to like go into all of them, but I'll try and bring them up when we actually get to things. So right now we're actually going to be heading to the first like main quest area, and that is the bird area.
So there are 5 quests throughout this game that we're going to be doing, and each one has an associated voice with it. Oh, right, that jump is because we did deer skip. Don't worry about it. It's easy every time. So there are 5 quests that we have to do. There is bird, deer, lizard, wolf, and jellyfish. And then there is also the song we start with, Fia's song, which makes for a total of 6 songs that we're going to be collecting.
So this is our first encounter with the main antagonists, which are the silent ones. So like I said earlier, the main theme of this game is interacting with the world around you through song. The silent ones don't really play that way. Instead, they have this kind of like eye laser beam that captures other creatures. And, oh wow, I'm doing a really bad job of this pairing. And they capture creatures and use them either as power sources or kind of like minions. It's really not okay. That's why they're the antagonists. Unfortunately, this baby deer that we're going to see up here is going to show us what happens when you get captured by a silent one.
I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, look at that happy baby deer.
Oh yeah, nothing bad is going to happen.
Maybe they're friends.
They're not friends.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, at least you'll rescue the baby deer, right?
Hey, where's my reminder to not skip this bird?
Yeah, don't skip the
this
bird.
Don't skip the bird. Make sure you get this bird.
I totally didn't miss this bird and waste like 5 minutes during practice earlier today.
Hey, did you remember the bird?
I did. in
Make
fact.
sure you get the bird, though.
Okay, we got it.
So now that we've paired this baby bird, we can make friends with it at any time. This is also as good a time as any to talk about the different levels of voice. So every species has a plant and then 3 levels of the animal for that species. There is the babies, which can be, you can pair with the babies using any voice, including Fia's voice. And then those babies you can use and they will be your friends and they will help you usually with the plant associated with that species. There's also the adult version of the species. You need the voice of the species in order to pair with the adult version. So like in order to pair with an adult bird, we need the bird voice. The adults of each species generally work like fast travel, and we will be using a couple of them throughout the run. And then the 3rd level is the mommy or god of that species. And after doing a song quest for it, it will teach us the voice of that species. And then we will have it forever.
All right, so coming up here, this is a baby bird that's helping us out with that green seed plant so that we can free this adult bird to get through here. And now we are actually going to see Bird Mom right in front of us. Bird Mom is very protective of her eggs, and the silent ones are about to try and steal them from her.
So if you notice, we did skip freeing a bird earlier and went over it. We'll see what happens with that later.
Yeah, that's going to give us a pretty cool visual glitch.
Yeah.
All right, so they're going to try and capture Bird Mom. We're going to free her immediately. The silent ones aren't going to like that, so they are going to just sneak past her and steal some eggs, but not after Bird Mom is able to take one out. In order to get the bird voice, we're going to collect these eggs for Bird Mom.
So now we're going to have to follow these silent ones back to where they came from. So if the silent one sees you, it will capture you, so you kind of have to sneak around them. So we're going to be chasing them down, getting those eggs back, and returning them back to Bird Mom.
So unfortunately, the patterns for these silent ones is a little non-deterministic. We can influence them a little bit, but a lot of the times we're just kind of winging it. So hopefully we get good cycles here. All right, we actually got this one to run over pretty quickly, so that's good.
Sometimes that guy can just like hang out on the corner for a while and just waste time.
He's just having some water cooler talk, you know? Just the day job.
I forgot to shout out the water cooler silent ones.
Yeah. So we're going to jump right up here as soon as he drops the egg. Break line of sight so we don't get captured. And sneak back here.
So by breaking line of sight immediately on the edge of that little box, you can stay safe even from grabbing it literally right from under his nose. Then here there's a silent one on the floor who's giving us a good pattern so we don't have to wait and we can just go right by him. Then we're going to be coming across this little river here. Have a nice little swim. And hey, Corundumcore, I think this egg is empty.
Why do you think it's empty?
I just think it's empty. Yeet. I didn't run that joke by anyone.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Don't worry, the eggs are really bouncy, so we can just Kobe them across the stage, and it's no big deal.
So we threw the egg from that position so that we could actually get that silent one moving a little bit early. Now we are going to make this short little jump to skip a little bit of a climbing around the stairs, and we're making our way around to follow this silent one.
Which the silent one is going to tell us a very important life lesson here in a sec. Don't go into caves without checking what's in them first. Because you might run into a beast and get mauled.
Yeah. Don't run into random caves because you might get mauled by a bear. Life lessons with Fia.
I love the bears. They're so, like, big and pointy.
Yeah, they look more like a porcupine, honestly. All right, so we're going to make this throw across this gap. Hopefully the egg doesn't do what it just did, which is fall in the water. So we're going to have to waste a couple seconds picking it up and going down around here. Then we're going to throw the egg over to Bird Mom.
Did you know that you can summon a guiding bird wherever you are?
Yes, you can do that. Thanks, Fia. We've totally done that like multiple times at this point. All right, so now we're on our way to the final egg that we need to collect.
So we're going pretty fast here because we did pick up glide early. So it's allowing us to kind of beat the silent ones to their pedestals.
Yeah, so normally, because we were able to grab all of those crystals early, we have the glide ability in this area. You're not supposed to have the glide ability until after you've already completed the bird voice. So that's going to allow us to do a couple pretty big skips within the next few minutes.
That touch and Noah scares me. I'm always worried that they're going to see you. But it's fine. It's never happened.
It has to me.
It might have happened to me once. Maybe. Just once.
All right, so we're going to throw this egg at Bird Mom right here, which is going to start the cutscene. And now...
Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat. Yay!
Hey, let's go.
So we've now collected our first voice of the game. We've got the bird voice. This means that we no longer need the little baby bird summon because now we've got the bird voice too that we can use.
Hope you're not tired of that.
There's only 4 more.
Exactly.
So remember that bird that we didn't free?
Yeah, it's got this weird visual glitch right now. So it's still got the animation as if it were trapped in the Silent One's barrier, but it somehow got transported and made itself get free. So it doesn't look like any of the other birds in the run.
Yeah, fun little unique thing.
It's also mad at us.
So now we're just going to be heading back to the hub world and then heading on to the deer area because the next quest is the deer voice. We just need to make some precise jumps. Very good. Corundumcore makes these look really easy.
Hey, first try.
Those are a lot harder than they look to make it onto those platforms. Very nice.
Should I go for the cutscene skip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we got it.
Nice.
So we just skipped a little cutscene that showed us that there are other fox-like creatures in the world like Fia. We're supposed to not be able to keep up with that fox because it also has the ability to glide, but we just kind of run right past it if we had ended up triggering the cutscene. All right, so this is the hub area, and now we're heading over to the deer area, and we're going to be doing a couple jumps on that rock that gave us a little bit of trouble for the 4th and 5th crystals, but it's way easier now that we have glide.
He says that, and yeah.
Allegedly.
I find it easier.
The glide setup is arguably more difficult than the not glide setup.
That deer was blocking my view. I was really afraid I was going to fall over like I've done in a couple marathons before.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. This never happens.
All right, so now we're making our way to the deer area. Over to our right, we're going to see a very, very large animal. As soon as draw distance happens.
Let's go draw distance. Let's go there.
There we go. So that's Deer God. We call him Deer God because Deer God, that's a big deer. Yes, I think my jokes are funny. So Deer God is currently being captured by the Silent Ones. Rose.
So the Silent Ones are currently ensnaring Deer God's legs using these Forest Keepers, which are these big white beams that you can see sort of grabbing onto Deer God. So we're going to be freeing the 3 Forest Keepers, and then we can climb up the trees on the side of Deer God's body to get to Deer God's face, and then learn the deer voice. So there is a skip here, which is tricky, but Corundumcore is going to go for it, and it looks really cool if done right. It's a climb skip. So after we break the 3rd Forest Keeper, Deer God is going to rear up her front legs and then slam them down. And if we make some very, very precise glide boosts coming off of the 3rd Forest Keeper, then we can catch Deer God as she's landing with her front legs, and then we can skip a large portion of the climb up her. Otherwise, we would have to get to her back leg and then climb all the way up. So it's very precise, and it's coming up pretty soon. We just need to free 1 more Forest Keeper here.
And it's worth noting that you only get 1 chance at that trick.
Yep.
So you mess it up and you got to do it the real way.
Yeah, I mean, if you fail it, it's just a much slower climb. Also, if Blake falls completely and misses even the first climb and makes it all the way down to the forest floor, then he'll be donating $100.
Yeah, so if you really like charity, you're hoping for me to fail here?
Someone go bump his controller.
Oh, please.
I would never.
We've got time for maybe 2 or 3 donations.
All right, sure thing. How would you like a little ditty about Jack and Cyan? We've got a $5 donation that says, hey, bud, it's your friends from down south. We're super duper proud to see you finally hit the big time. Dreams come true, right? We love you and we hope to see you soon. Hit the buttons fast, sweet dude. Signed, Jack and Cyan.
Thanks so much, guys.
Also, a quick one here, $25 from Casual Trash, who says, hey, party people on the couches, let me see those fluffy friends.
All right, so now we're going to need some serious time here for him to be able to make this.
Yeah. All right, setup is happening right here. Don't choke. All right. Oh, I think I might have missed it. We got it!
Yeah.
Woo! Nice. Whew. That is
Okay.
really tricky. Those glide boosts are very tight.
And if you get a double jump, it can potentially make you lose even more time to get that window of opportunity.
Yeah, normal double jumps, which are like a 1 or 2 frame window, are really nice, but they also halt your momentum a little bit. So if you get too many of them in a skip, it can.
Eat
The voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice.
Dear God's mouth is on his forehead.
Can't unsee.
Can't unsee.
Oh, man.
All right, so now we are heading over to the lizard area.
Oh, Lizzie boys.
So, something worth noting is that if you've ever played this game casually, what's going to happen here is going to be the most different from your casual playthrough. So in just a second, we're going to get a little sneak preview of Lizard God, who will be coming up like right around the corner in a second.
Yep, as soon as we're getting over to this bridge here.
Now, normally you're supposed to go back through the hub, back through the deer area, etc., etc. But you can actually do a very, very long glide across to kind of skip a bunch of backtracking and whatnot.
So we're skipping going to the hub and then back to the bird area and then through a very long area called the marsh. So this is called Marsh 1 Skip. We discovered this probably, I think, like 3 weeks after the game came out, and it skips about 6 minutes. So it's a really, really nice skip.
Yeah, it's bringing us into an area that we wouldn't normally encounter until post-game. So we're not really supposed to be here right now.
But we can use this area to get in through the back of the lizard area. So that's pretty handy. So something to note is that if Corundum falls, he will get eaten by a big fish, and we generally want to avoid being eaten by a big fish. You also need a little more height on this next part coming up than you may think, because there is actually a small invisible wall.
We got over it, though. We're good.
Something getting over it joke. I'm funny.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Do you regret having me on couch yet?
Not at all. This is great. Those are the exact type of low-effort jokes that you get on all of my streams, so you're like really pushing the brand here.
Thank you. We like to keep it consistent.
All right, so now we're heading up to the second teleportation pad. So we're breaking some teleportation pads because they're blocking the way for the Lizzie boys to get to their parents. Oh yeah, I should mention, so there was a Twitter poll in September that Zoink did to name a lot of the creatures in the world. One of them being the little baby lizards that you've seen are canonically called the Lizzie boys.
Lizzie boys!
The Lizzie boys are the best.
So good.
So we've got to make sure that the Lizzie boys get to their parents.
So remember that life lesson that we were taught by the Silent One? Yeah, we're ignoring that.
Yeah, we're just running straight into a bear cave. Except the baby bears are really cute. Don't try this at home. Don't do this in real life. But we're gonna run over to some bear cubs and make friends with them.
Now, we don't actually get to gain their voice in this game. Maybe in Fae 2? Who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully it happens.
But we are going to pair with them so they can help us break open these barriers here, because we don't have any seeds with us.
Did you say barriers?
Thanks. It's terrible.
Yep. I told you I'm pushing the brand.
That joke was grisly.
All right, get those pun donations in. We've started.
Nice
Oh, nice
bonk.
bonk. So these little guys can be a little bit uncooperative, so we just kind of yell at them with the bird voice because it's the least abrasive to your ears.
This section can get a little bit hairy if you're not careful.
Maybe we could get the social media people up here for the Twitter feed. This is a real Kodiak moment.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Prolix.
I really
man.
think that the audience
I regret nothing.
is going to be a bit polarized on this one.
Yes. All right. So we've got one more teleportation pad that we need to get to. Should I do the skip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're going fast.
Like we'd ever say no.
All right, so we're going to glide over to this rock, and then we're going to jump off here, do a full hold glide all the way over to this rock. Oh, please tell me I didn't miss it.
I think you're good. Yeah.
Hey, we made it.
So that helps us save us a few seconds instead of going over a land bridge.
So we're going to grab this Lizzie boy. This Lizzie boy is going to help us with this lizard flower.
Look
But-
at him.
Yeah,
Just
so
ditch 'em.
cute. Freeing the lizard flowers can take a little bit of time, so we're going to ignore freeing, I think, 3 different lizard flowers. I don't know. I haven't done this since I played the game casually. Now we're trying a thing called Ice Slide Skip.
There we
First
go.
try.
First try.
But now that we're up here and we didn't free that lizard flower, the Lizzie boys can't follow us. So we're going to take an intentional death on this giant fish right here.
Go.
We also don't get to pair with them ever. This is the one creature I think we never pair with at all in any form.
Yes. And now as we spawn up here, so will the Lizzie boys.
Look at them all.
Hey, if they merchandise, do you think they would sell Lizzie toys?
I think if they made a soda, it should be Fizzy Boys.
So he's going for a very tricky skip here.
Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to do that.
You don't normally do that in marathons.
Yeah.
But hey, you made it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we didn't lose like a minute there.
Yeah, that trick's easy every time and totally not risky at all.
Yay me.
Otherwise, he would have taken another death there and go back to the part where we picked up the Lizzie boy.
Yes.
All right, so here's where we're actually gliding through a cutscene because we never touched the ground. We have to kind of align ourselves to try and get over to the final or to the lizard area blind. And that was actually a pretty good angle. If we were like way out into the water, we would have died to a fish.
Eat
The voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Yay!
Easy every time. Okay, so now we are heading to the wolf area. So, like I said before, we skipped the marsh going in. We're also going to skip the marsh going out. I actually found this trick in the practice room of SGDQ. Ends up saving about 4 minutes. Shout outs to the Metroid Prime runners who were sitting next to me when I discovered it. And I got world record by 1 second and popped off, and they had no idea what was going on, but they popped off with me, so thank you.
Oh, man. So the Marsh 2 skip had been theorized for a while, but we couldn't find a good setup to do it. There's a tricky bit coming up with an invisible wall, and we couldn't find a way around it until eventually we did.
Yeah.
That's the crystal that Corundumcore could have gotten, but he decided not to, which makes me a little bit sad. But up here is where we're actually going to be doing the tricky skip.
So you're going to see kind of like a hole in the wall that looks like you should be able to glide through if you have enough height, but there's actually an invisible wall that just kind of shoves us down if we get anywhere close to it. So what I found is there's one particular rock right here, if I can get onto it. Easy every time. And we can glide over here and just skip the invisible wall. And now we are in the upper marsh area.
Yes. This area doesn't really have very many enemies or many puzzles because it's supposed to be a post-game area, like getting up here. And also, if you fall, it's really, really bad, but that like never happens.
Yeah, so thanks for jinxing me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
It's okay, we're good.
over on our left,
Fine.
we're going to see a wolf. The official name from the Twitter poll is Wharfs, but that just makes me think of Star Trek and boats. So I call them wolves. Some of the wolves have been captured by the silent ones. We call those the dogs. The dogs have been kind of put into these like power armor suits that have like a little white orb on the tail that's the power source for that suit. We're going to be able to rip those off for like a later thing to actually free the wolves. If we don't do that and we just kind of let the dogs run around, they can capture other creatures just like the silent ones can. So they can be really annoying. So the section that we just skipped was teaching us all of that. Now we're going back through the bird area, and we have a little bit of time for donations before we reach the Wolf Mountain.
All right, I've got a few here I think you'll want to hear. First up is $250 from Mum and Da. They say, "Love you, Corundumcore, proud beyond words, Mom and Dad. Our son had a preventative surgery in early teens so that skin cancer would not take hold. We hope all parents will have the opportunity to look back on scary days like these and then live cancer-free. Thank you to GDQ for making donations possible so that we can donate to such a great cause on behalf of our son. Go Tiger, burning bright."
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
I've got $100 here from Pitsy with what I'm hoping is an inside joke, so maybe you can enlighten us. "You're here. Glad you made it on time and you weren't stuck doing Windows updates. This will be the third GDQ I've donated to, and I'm excited to support an old friend in the process. Good luck on the run. Incentive to runner's choice."
Thanks, Pitsy.
We're not going to talk about Windows Update.
Okay.
I can just ignore that.
I
Those
can
were
just
bad
read another
times.
donation. All right. All right.
So this is Ice Mountain.
It's the coolest area in the game.
I hate you. No, I don't. I love you. So there's a few mushroom wall plants that are here in Ice Mountain that we want to skip past. Normally we would have to pair with some wolves and then have them open up. But we don't want to do that, so we're going to skip it. Normally there is a skip called Mushroom 1 skip and then a skip called Mushroom 2 skip. And then we found a way to skip both of those and we called it Mushroom 1 and 2 skip.
We're really good at naming things, if you haven't noticed.
So we're going to run off this ice spike and then glide right across here.
Oh, wow.
And then we're gonna pull a ploff and miss it. Go watch my PB if you want to know what that's about. It was bad.
I mean, can you really call it a personal best?
Wow. Ouch.
You can roast me on this.
Oh, he's right though. It was bad. I don't even want to talk about it.
All right. So now we're doing Mushroom 3 skip here.
Oh God.
You can literally just run up this blocks of ice because Zoink forgot to put the sliding mechanic, and we're going to get spotted by this dog, apparently. Please don't let me die.
Don't really pull a ploff.
Okay.
The true pulling a ploff is getting spotted by that dog dying and then having to do Mushroom 1 and 2 skip again.
We did it. All right, so now we're coming
Nice.
to the most RNG part of the run, so I'm going to stop talking for a little bit, because if I talk, I'm just going to be sad.
So this section here has killed a lot of PBs. It's very RNG manipulative, but we can't, not manipulative, I guess, because we can't really do anything about it. The dogs here are going to spawn, and hopefully in a good pattern, but
Yep, that was not one.
that was not one. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to now grab the tails off of these dogs to grab their orbs. Their orbs are helpful for us because we have 4 diamonds statues here that we need to break in order to get through this barrier. Both the dogs and the silenced ones can catch us here, so we have to be very careful.
There's also a lot of really weird glitches that can happen here because sometimes the orbs will just despawn while we're holding them, which is obviously not a good time.
Yeah, there's like 3 different ways that the orbs can do weird stuff after you grab them, so hopefully none of that will happen.
Ooh, that was almost really close.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can break when you go into free fall after ripping the orbs off.
The silent ones are also watching us as we're grabbing the tails, so if they catch us instead of catching the dog, we're in trouble.
The dogs can also catch us if we don't sneak up behind properly, and they can smell us even when we're hiding in bushes. So it can be pretty tricky.
Yeah, this is not the worst wolf cave I've had. It's not up there with some of the best, though.
This isn't even the worst wolf cave you've had in a marathon while I've commentated.
That's true. We've had some real bad ones. Oh, please? There we go. This might be a bad time. Okay, we're good. All right, so this is the last diamond, I think. I think I can count to 4.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
There.
Hey. So there's another route that we're currently working on for the All Songs category called the Air Dash route, that the entire reason that we've made this route is to skip this room because it can just be so RNG heavy.
What it allows us to do is clip through the roof, which is always fun.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're in the actual wolf quest. Like, none of this was actually necessary. That's why we're able to skip it with the Air Dash route. We're finally at the voice quest. So we've got to get these wolf pups over to their mom because it's bedtime. It's like, what, 2 in the morning right now? Go to bed, little kids.
Please keep watching.
Please keep watching.
And donating.
Yeah. Look at these cute little guys. Look at their little tail wag.
They're so round. They're so good.
So Rose thinks that these little guys look like pigs.
Okay.
I don't agree.
I'm ready to justify this.
Okay.
So objectively, they're wolves, but they're round and just the way their snouts look, I just think they look like pigs. So I call them pigs from time to time, and pigs and wolves are all equally cute, so it's good.
It's true. Didn't we agree to compromise and call them boars?
Yes,
Yeah.
the compromise theory is that they're boars, and we agree to this.
And now we've got the big one over here.
So this is Wolf Mom. We had to free her in order to pair with her to actually get wolf voice, but with the air dash route, we just skip right past this area.
Yeah, the reason why
Hey,
it'd be nice to be able to skip these guys is because the
Hey, buddy.
mushroom.
You wanna?
You want to get on the flower, friendo?
Oh, there we go.
Hey, there we go. It's hard to see things that are behind you. I understand.
But these wolves here allow us to open up mushroom walls, and if we can skip the entire wolf area, that's why we find that they're not
Eat
necessary.
the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Eat the voice. Fia is gonna eat so many voices.
Yep.
Big tasty voices.
We've only got one more to munch on, though. All right, so now we are making our way to back to the hub area to get the final voice, which is the jellyfish voice.
So we can go past, with the wolf voice, we can go past these mushroom door walls.
I'm gonna do the risky strat because this is actually a pretty good time.
Ooh.
This might be a PB. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Actually, I don't know. After that wolf cave, maybe not. All right, so now we're going to actually do our first pairing with an adult creature in the game, which is with this adult wolf right here, and you're going to see why.
If they cooperate.
Let's see. There we go.
So the adult wolves move faster than we are, and they can also run up the ice slides that we skipped earlier on, which makes it a lot easier to get through this area quickly.
Not to mention, the sequence is just really cool looking and super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I should probably explain what's going on here. I'm tapping the singing button so that I can sing with the wolf voice. If not, this entire area would be completely dark, so you actually have to sing to light up the area.
Yeah. Although there's a fun little glitch where if you just open the map, the shader lets you see anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, that's slower.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're getting wolf voice anyway.
Yeah.
Words.
So, we are now at the tutorial area that we were at the beginning of the game. This is where we're actually supposed to grab those 2 crystals that we got at the beginning of the run. We're also supposed to do this really cool hide-and-seek thing with the other foxes, but spoiler alert, the silent ones are currently capturing the Great Deku Tree in the hub area, and if we do the hide-and-seek thing with the other foxes, we're actually going to send them straight into the ambush, which wastes time. So in order to save our family and save the frames, we're going to ignore the hide-and-seek game. Hey, this bird actually decided to cooperate.
Yeah, today in practice, she just didn't want to come to the perch. She was just flying around, having a good time.
Mm-hmm. So we're doing this so that we can skip the forest keeper that we paired with at the beginning of the game, so that we can completely avoid the ambush. That's a really bad angle. Let's see if we can actually get this. We're going to be trying to glide over to this tree. If we can't get it, there's a backup. I'd rather not do it.
Oh,
hey,
you
we
got it!
The backup is tricky and risky, so it's good to get that.
Say hello to the baby deer that we totally didn't watch get captured. So that's supposed to be the same baby deer that we watched get captured. It's the one that we were supposed to pair with at the beginning of the game as well, but because we did baby deer skip, that model is still just kind of sitting there chilling. So now we're going to jump onto this rock. If we can make it. Yep, there we go. And now we're going to do a quick cutscene skip by jumping onto this rock. We just completely avoided the ambush, and so now we're in the hub area again, and we're going to pair with these forest keepers.
We also saved a good few seconds there too, because the ambush was also a cutscene.
Yes. All right. So there's 2 different places that silent one can be, so we kind of have to adjust on the fly depending on where they're moving and where their cycle is. So what these forest keepers are doing, if you look over to the right, is there's these giant floating jellyfish that are called bumpaloons.
Bumpaloons!
They're adorable.
So good.
So the forest keepers are releasing the bumpaloons to be kind of almost like antibodies to stop the silent ones from capturing the Great Deku Tree. So we've got 2 more to pair with, and then we have the best strat of just waiting 30 seconds for the next cutscene.
It's the best trick in the game, literally waiting.
It's a good cutscene though.
It's a good cutscene.
Plus, I can actually do this trick consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy every time.
It took me a while to learn, but I'm like pretty consistent at it now.
Yeah. since we're waiting, let's hop down so you can actually see the Bumpaloons capturing. Oh, well, nope, that was a bad decision.
Oh dear.
We're fine.
Okay. But anyway, look at the silent ones. They're just like, just flailing around. Put me down.
Go, Bumpaloons, go!
Oh, so we skipped the cutscene, so we're actually not seeing them actually capture the
Eat
great
the voice! Eat the voice! Eat the voice! Eat the voice! And that was the last voice we are going to eat.
Yep.
So now we're going to be... oh, I'm sorry. Don't worry. This whole thing is going to go full circle. Don't worry.
You're not ready. You're not ready for the payoff.
All right, so we're going to go to the final area now. We're going to go through the deer area to go to the final area. So this is why they're called Bumpaloons. They just kind of shoot you into the air like a cannon.
So as a note, in the any percent route, we would have gotten enough crystals to get the air dash ability, and this would have let us basically skip this sequence, which would have let us skip a lot of the game.
Yeah, so for any percent, you actually don't end up collecting any voices. You just collect 30 crystals to get the air dash ability, which after dropping for, I think, half a second in free fall, you can shoot forward to gain a lot of horizontal distance. We just chain air dashes all the way from the hub area to the final area that we're going to be going past. You have to do something like 23 in a row with perfect timing, or else you fall into the ocean and you have to reset. So that's why we don't do any percent in marathons, because it's just too risky.
Anyway, so here you may notice that the silent runs are just ignoring us.
Nice boost.
And not only that, but Fie doesn't really know how to react with occupying the same space as them. I think the devs just kind of assumed that you would not just try running into the silent ones at this point, but they're like in kind of a cutscene-esque state, so they don't actually have any ability to do anything to you.
We go fast and we fear nothing.
We don't heal.
We don't heal. Shout outs to that awesome Hollow Knight run that almost gave me a heart attack during the Radiance fight.
That was amazing. Corundumcore and I were just watching it from the crowd, like, dying. Radiance was insane. Okay, stop talking about other runs.
All right, we're going to do the safety strat right here.
You can skip some of those Bumpaloons. There's like a lot of different routes that you can take through that, and I don't know any of them. I just YOLO it every time.
All right, so now we're getting into the final area. So as we approach here, it's really slow because we're not doing good glide boosts, and we're getting better. All of the silent ones are kind of just looking at this giant floating rock. So we're just going to kind of ignore what they're doing and pair with these 4 forest keepers. I love how the Bumpaloon voice sounds.
It's very good.
I love all the silent ones just looking up.
They're just chilling.
All right, do you have a moment for a donation now?
Yeah, we got time for like one.
Okay, I was just thinking, speaking of other runs, $10 here from Drunkle Titus, who says, this isn't Shaq Fu. Corundumcore and all the other awesome speedruns, Rochester people on the couch and at the event. I'll miss you guys this spring. Good luck on the run.
Thanks, Drunkle Titus.
Love you, Titus. Nicktoons!
So in case you can't tell, we've got a lot of friends from our college area behind us on the back couch. Shout out Speedrun Rochester. Everybody say hi.
Special shout outs to SWC19 sitting here with no mic, but doing the most important job of taking care of Hugo.
Yeah, knock off Sonic. He inspires me to go fast. Also, shout outs to SWC for being the person who ran Brawl for 50 hours that one time. So this is Robot. We completely glossed over that.
It's fine.
Yeah. So Robot is going to kind of... Whoa, that was a weird bounce. All right, so Robot is a friendly silent one who's going to help us open doors. We're going to be going through... It's supposed to be kind of like a collaborative puzzling section, but because we go fast, it's more of an escort mission. So we are on the first rotating level now. So there's going to be 2 forest keepers. The first one is going to make this kind of middle ring start spinning. The second one is going to actually raise the floating rock that's on the ground. That was a really weird bonk. Okay. sometimes the physics in this game just doesn't agree with us. And we're also not supposed to be doing this, so that's fine. All right, so we're going to head over to this Forest Keeper and then run over really quickly to make the cycle that this rotating platform is going to be on. There we go. Did we get lucky? Yes, we did.
Nice.
There's a really weird collision on that rock, so sometimes you can just slide right off. And we had to do that quick enough so that we could actually jump onto this tree, to jump over to this rock, to jump over to this tree. Now we've got to grab Robot's attention.
Being able to do the route like that lets you skip doing some other fiddliness. Otherwise, you'd have to do a little bit of backtracking to get all of those.
Mm-hmm. You'd also have to wait for another cycle on the rotating platforms.
Mm-hmm. The music in this game is so pretty.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The music is about to get really loud, but it's going to be really fantastic.
I'm not going to lie, I legit kind of cried when I first heard that
wow.
track.
A lot of these jumps
Also-
with the geometry are really hard.
Hi,
Yeah.
dear God.
Yeah.
Hi, dear God.
Hi, dear God.
Dear God, that's good. I didn't even say it right.
Yeah. Stop stealing my jokes.
At least steal the good jokes.
So we're coming into an area with our...
Wow.
Oh.
I'm
Called
so sorry.
out.
I'm so sorry. I think you're funny.
So that was a pretty precise jump that he had to do there. It's going to allow us to skip going through this back cave area, and this is going to be our second rotating platform we are going to activate here.
Yeah, it expects us to go clockwise with the rotating platform, but we can just easily go counterclockwise. Oh, I say easily, and then I messed up the trick. Do we got it? We got it.
Nice.
Easy every time. Didn't waste 15 seconds. Also, this pairing is bad. And now it's good.
So now everything's going to get super shaky for us, which will make some of this jump kind of hard.
Yeah, please don't let me fall here. Hey, we made it. That shaky cam, those platforms are way harder to stay on than it actually looks, and so the shaky cam can make it really difficult.
So now we're going to lead our robot friend over here to open up this last door for us. After this, we're going to be trying to go as fast as possible to get some AI manipulation here, because we were trying to beat the robot to a certain point so that we can get it to skip a spot that it's on, because otherwise it'll take an extra like 10 seconds to wait for the robot to get to where we are.
All right, I think we're good so far. We've probably got time for maybe 1 or 2 donations.
All right, I've got a couple you'll want to hear. Yeah, here's Zephyrs with $25. It says, hey,
Zephyrs.
Corundum and everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there with you guys, but I'm really proud to see FIA be shown off at AGDQ and appreciate the opportunity for our community to show off all our hard work and how beautiful and amazing this game truly is. Thank you again, and know I am there with you all in spirit. And
Yeah.
Strimmer, this is WR, right?
I was waiting for
yeah,
that.
absolutely, every time.
Every time.
All right, we got the AI manip. Yeah, Zephyrs has put in probably more work in finding skips for this game than anyone else, so thank you so much, Zephyrs.
I've just got $10 here from Buzzle, who says, another obligatory friends and family donation from Buzzle and Maddie.
Thanks. Oh, Maddie the cat. Maddie's adorable. Also, thanks, Puzzle, I guess. All right, so we can't make it over to this Forest Keeper. What are we going to do? Sorry, Puzzle. All right, so what are we going to do? You gasped early. The adult foxes were the silent ones the whole time.
Are you ready?
Feed the voice, 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 feed the voice. Yeah!
Told you it was worth it.
It was worth it. Okay, so Zoink kept the ending to this game and really the entire story intentionally vague. They wanted to leave it open to every player's interpretation, but I'll give you mine. So the Silent Ones were a technologically advanced race that became so technologically advanced and reliant on their technology that they lost their connection with nature. And so when they got back to this area, they had to use their technology in order to interact with things that they otherwise could have interacted with peacefully. But because Fia and the other foxes are still children, they have that connection with nature, and they're able to interact with it peacefully. And so at the end, Fia very literally gets to reteach the adult foxes how to interact with nature properly. And I think that's a really awesome message. So now we're just going to watch these silent ones kind of float up with the floating rock. And then Fia's going to slip and then fall.
If only Fia could glide.
If only we could glide.
Oof, oh no, I'm dropping my Fia everywhere. I'm sorry.
All right, so now we've got a short cutscene that'll be starting soon. There we go. So this is going to be the cutscene before the silent helmet. So there are 12 silent helmets in the game. We're required to do this last one to trigger the cutscene, trigger the final cutscene. We're just going to hold max pitch here. Going to try and get the frame 1 camera angle. Hey, we got it.
Nice.
So now we're going to put this bead of water over our face, and we're going to have the memories of Robot and kind of walk through this section. Time is going to be coming up pretty soon. Just got to walk through this little first-person section.
And hi, dear God.
Yeah, hi, dear God. I highly recommend that you play through this game casually and kind of learn the story and do more of the actual story elements that we skipped over, because it's a really just gorgeous game. All right. Here we go. Time is just about to be here. As soon as we lose control, we'll start going fast. All right, and time.
So 50-21.
Oh, wow. I think that's the best that this game has ever been run in a marathon. Yeah, I think that's a marathon PB. So, I guess it's time for shout-outs, right? Shout-outs to everybody who's behind us right now, helping out and supporting me doing this run. If you watched my interview earlier, you'd know that being able to run at AGDQ is a huge, it's honestly a dream come true. So thank you everybody who's volunteering, on staff, donating, or just sitting in chat and watching. Thank you so much for supporting a great cause and helping people like me have the opportunity to greatly reduce their risk of cancer before they even get it. So thank you very much. Do y'all have any shout outs?
Don't forget the bird.
We're on a bird. I think we're good. Anybody else?
Shoutouts to like the fact we mentioned Speedruns Rochester, but like almost all of Speedruns Rochester is right behind us on this back couch.
Yeah, seriously.
So, huge shoutouts.
Yeah, thanks everybody. All right, yeah, yay you. All right, that's all we've got. Thank you so much, everyone.
There we go. What a wonderful run there by Corundumcore. That was Fia All Songs. Great game. Got a donation here from another friend of theirs. Why not? Everyone's chiming in. This is Diote with $25. They say, "Hey, Scott, it's Steve from the RIT Smash Club. Glad to see you guys make it to the big stage. Good luck to Corundum with the run. And remember, Scott, I'm constantly judging you for every little thing you do for the next hour." Also, Anonymous with $100 said, A++, 15 out of 10 couch commentary. When we were getting into the bear puns there, Maddles Burger donated $250. Thank you. And they said, "Oh God, the puns. Well, I guess we'll have to grin and just go with it." Thank you, Maddles Burger. We have a $100 donation here from Gravity Pike, who said, "I've never heard of this game before, but it's utterly charming, and I'd love to check it out casually. Thanks for a fun run, and cheers to the couch." Just a reminder, up next is Spike Hike, a 100% run by Sex Rex. And following that, we'll have Catbird by Mr. Uppercase T. You have to say his name that way. It's the law. We have a $19.99 donation here from Nikasor. She says, that Feo run inspired me to buy the game, so I figured I'd match the price in celebration of the speed run that convinced me. Eat the voice! Duncan Knox donated $15 and said, great cause you're supporting here. My dad's had and conquered cancer twice, so this charity really hits close to home. Keep up the great work. Gabe donated $50 and said, I'm a longtime watcher of GDQ ever since the old CGDQ. If only Radix and Nate could still be on the couch again, that would be fantastic. Meanwhile, keep up the runs and keep making the millions that help us fight cancer forever. Thank you, Gabe. Nice to have another veteran out there. On the other side of the coin, here's someone watching live for the first time. It's a Skittles Soul with a $20 donation saying, shout out to all the amazing staff who helped put on this great event. Oh, stop it, you. You're so... Okay, no, just kidding. They say, this is the first time I'm able to watch the stream live. Can't wait to watch the VODs for everything I missed. Yeah, I know. I have to go back and watch a lot of the event myself. It's kind of crazy how much you can miss when something goes 24/7. That's right. If you did not know, Games Done Quick will be live here from Rockville, Maryland all week long, 24/7, speedrunning your favorite games, all in support of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We're accepting your donations right now, trying to fundraise for them. We've gotten over $130,000 so far, so all due to your generosity. But please check out the website, gamesdonequick.com, for more information on PCF, again, the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and what their aims and goals are. And while you're there, consider clicking that donate button, putting your money in toward a good cause. While you're there, you can also choose to have your donation count toward one of our bid wars or incentives. Right now, of course, the next bid war comes up right after this game. It's a short one, so you're going to have to race to get your money in here. But after Spike Hike, we're having Catbird. And if you want the white, the black, or the gold Catbird, you better vote with your dollars now. The white bird has made a surprising comeback. Earlier today, it was all black cat, which I believe is the runner's favorite. So they would have been very happy about that. But then gold had the lead as little as probably an hour or two ago. It's an exciting race, neck and neck, let me tell you. I never thought that I would describe catbirds so colorfully, but there you go. Anyway, as far as incentives, instead of bid wars, let's talk incentives again. For the run of Chimera Destroy All Monster Girls, we can change that from race mode to berserk mode for the run category if only we raise about $1,200 more toward that goal. And another thing, everybody says, oh, I wish there were more games done quick. If you want more GDQ, we do have our first bonus game incentive open. Tomorrow, if you'd like to replace setup block number 1 with a bonus run of Castlevania 3, well, you can make that happen just by donating now and putting your money toward that incentive. We're about halfway met there so far. So we got a little bit to go on that. Plenty of time left to make it happen still, but I want to make you all aware. I know we've got a lot of CV fans out there, too. Here comes a $250 donation from Minizem. Their comment is, hi. Oh, hello. So yeah, after that beautiful game, FIA, it's time to condense things down on the dimensional scale. We're going from 3D to 2D for our next couple of games. We've got some nice 2D platformers coming up here for you. First one is Spike Hike. Again, 100% is the category. It'll be ran by my friend Sex Rex. And then after that, we have Catbird by Mr. Uppercase T. It's an any percent all worlds run. And the fun thing about Catbird you may not know is it's an iPad game. I believe this will be the first iPad run that I've hosted for. Honestly, it may be the first run on an iPad at any Games Done Quick ever. So get your That's Never Happened Before is ready to go for that one. We're going to be making history here tonight, folks. It's going to be awesome. I have a donation of $50 here from Noel Berry, and they say, "Good luck, Sex Rex." Thank you, Noel. He looks very happy to have had that read. They're just setting up right over my other shoulder here.